What's up? I'm Reno Riha. This is my speech on meditation. Couldn't think of the word. First off, for my thesis, meditation is proven to help fix or decrease the amount of stress, anxiety, and depression most of us are experiencing. Intro, living in two different worlds at the same time is stressful. In fact, we've seen higher levels of anxiety and depression in this generation than we've ever seen before. Meditation is scientifically proven to help heal and soothe the problems that we've created. Our phones have caused such an increase in life lived out of the moment by enabling us to live a whole separate life online. No wonder why this is the most stressed and depressed and anxious generation that has ever lived, that's ever been recorded. Our mind is like a muscle in the sense that it can be trained to change its perspective. One that goes from the grass is greener on the other side type of mindset to the grass is greener wherever I am type of perspective. In my own life, I've seen a dramatic difference with and without meditation in a mindfulness practice like meditation. I experience much more peace now that I have a tool to combat that anxiety and depression caused by being out of the moment. So since it's such a staple in our lives, having our phones, being out of the moment, our brain is kind of trained to think like that. It kind of stays on that one track of just being distracted and just, that's why everyone claims to have ADHD these days. Their attention span is gone. There's so many things happening, so we just need something to slow down, a tool to kind of get our mind back on track and get it back straight. A life that's lived out of the moment is one that can never truly appreciate the small things or never be content no matter where they're at. Kind of some subpoints under that. Phones are the precursor to a generation full of anxious and depressed people. Anxiety is experienced when we take ourselves out of the moment and travel to the future. Also, depression experienced when we take a trip to the past. And both of those things are caused by what our phone's doing, how we're constantly viewing what everyone else is doing. We're wishing we're there. We're wishing we're, somewhere else besides the moment. And our brain's going to always think like that if we're always wishing to be somewhere else, because that's all it knows. Mindfulness meditation, one particular type of meditation, is like a tool that we can use to strengthen our mind to be able to stay in the moment. Like I said, it's a muscle. The more we practice this, the more room we give for the mind, the more it'll give for us. A soldier doesn't go into battle without a weapon. Similarly, our weapon of defense is our ability to control or handle our minds better with meditation. Once we learn to capture the moment, anxiety dissipates as the beauty and fullness of the moment overtakes. Point 2, meditation has been studied and proven to help people who suffer from anxiety, depression, and stress. So a serotonin deficiency is associated with depression. Meditators' serotonin levels rested higher than the others and even reached higher levels after meditation. So people who meditate regularly, aka meditators, they naturally have a higher resting rate or resting production of serotonin, which is that feel-good, content brain chemical. And then after meditation, they were even higher than the resting rate. So just all around a better chemical production of the brain. An article by mindful.org explains that mindfulness helps you learn to stay with the difficult feelings without analyzing, suppressing, or encouraging them. Anxiety starts when we do these things, so meditation helps control that better. That's where the problem comes from. The problem isn't the feelings. The problem isn't bad feelings. It isn't terrible feelings, any of that stuff. The problem is when what we choose to do with that information our brain gives us. So if we analyze it, it's going to get worse. If we think about it even more and more, if we suppress it, try to encourage it, all that stuff's going to make it worse. So if we can just simply learn how to view our emotions from a neutral standpoint, if we can just look at them, recognize them for what they are, and be okay with them, that's going to be the best way to deal with these things. It's not going to enhance them in any way. It's just going to enable us to accept ourselves even more and accept the happiness that comes, accept the sadness that comes. It's all going to be more real. Meditation teaches the brain and provides it with a tool to combat bad feelings. Medication is a mask and only causes a dependence. So meditation is like a tool that we can use whenever we want. It's something that we have to learn how to do. It's going to be helpful for us. It's going to be a tool that we can use to combat depression, bad feelings, sadness, loneliness, all that kind of stuff. And then Reason I mention medication is because that's usually the first route people go to when they have problems of depression, anxiety, living out of the moment. They want to go to antidepressants, something like that. That's only a mask. It does not teach you how to deal with your feelings. Now, I wouldn't be opposed to medication plus treatment, but if it's just medication, I feel like that should always be the last resort. Meditation should definitely be tried. Meditation, sleep, and diet. 3 things that should be on lock before we try any medication, because that would fix so many of the world's problems. Point 3, in a society that's always on the go, we need an outlet to slow down, process, and recover. A quote from the book, The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry, says, "What you give your attention to is the person you become." This is important as most of the information we consume on our phones is pointless or damaging. If our brains don't get a restful or positive outlet, all of its time is filled up with media, then it's bound to cause anxiety, depression, and stress. Like I said earlier, what you give your brain is what it can work with. So if we give it more rest, it's going to give us more time, to process feelings better, to process what's in the back of our mind, so it's not just sitting there all the time. So if we give our brain space, it's going to give us space and work with us better too. Meditation provides the brain with space and time, the space and time to process things, clarify, solve deeper issues, and it realigns what our focus should be. We are distracted, our memory is weakening, attention span is shot, and our focus has shifted and we're worn out. The lifestyle we've created is convenient and fast, yet the bad effects are trailing right behind it. Phones have taken us out of the moment. It's caused a short attention span by cramming our brains with constant information. It also abuses our dopamine levels, leaving us strained, overstimulated, and bored with everything. Meditation is the cure or ease to all of this. If we can begin to slow down, live in the moment, and we will see a chain reaction of positive benefits. To conclude, guys, we're seeing the effects of a world that's constantly going, a world that lives in multiple lives, and it's taking a toll on all of us. How we choose to slow down is up to us, but I think the best way to fix this mass mental decline is meditation. Meditation can teach us how the brain works. It can teach us how the brain works, and we're more likely to fix something that we're aware of, and we have a better chance of fixing that when we're familiar with it. Meditation shows us how to organize thoughts and put them in the correct places. It's time to slow down. Thank you.